evening, good afternoon, or wherever you are in this world watching this podcast, watching this pre-record of Dermotron's Tottenham's history, as I delve into the history of Wolves versus Tottenham through the years. Look, we played Wolves a few times during the years. We played them in the 21 Cup final and the 72 UEFA Cup final. So we played them in some big games. But let's delve into it. Let's go into it. And of course, we're going all the way back to 1921, of course, at Stamford Bridge, where Tottenham won their second FA Cup from after winning it, of course, in 1901 as a non-league side. There is the Tottenham side there. We've got Alex Hunter and goal, Tommy Clay. We've got Bob MacDonald, Bert Smith, Charlie Walters, Arthur Grimsdale, Jimmy Banks, Jimmy C, Jimmy Central, a lot of Jimmys, Bert Bliss and Jimmy Dimmick, who scored the winning goal, of course, at Stamford Bridge. 72,805 there. Of course, the referee was Jay Davis from Rainhill. And it really was a great occasion, a wet day, if I remember rightly, being there. And look, Tottenham won their second FA Cup. But look, that was then. And of course, there's the team leaving Stamford Bridge with the FA Cup. And look at all the flat caps and all the hats, everyone around there, and the lovely Spurs coach they've got leaving there. Then the next time they met in another major, there's the team with the cup, of course, the 21 Cup final team. The next time they meet Wolves, of course, is in the UEFA Cup final course of 1972. And really, it was quite funny because, as Philip said earlier in the pre-match show, that they did a book of following Tottenham that year. And of all the teams they could play, they get Wolves in the final. They've been to AC Milan. They've been all over Europe. And the final is up the M6 to Wolverhampton. Well, they did play. And, of course, the team there for Tottenham there was, of course, Pat Jennings in goal, Joe Kinnear, Cyril Knowles, Alan Mullery, Mike England, Phil Bill, Ali Gilzine, the one and only, the great Steve Perriman, Martin Shivers, Martin Peters, of course, won the World Cup with England in 66. And as I call him, the Hamlet man, Ralph Coates. And we beat them 2-1 at Monolou with an absolute belter from Martin Shivers in the first leg. With Alan Mullery scored the goal in the second leg with due 1-0. We won the cup 3-1, 3-2. And really, it was the first side to win 2 European champions. We won the Conference Cup in 63 and now the UEFA Cup in 72. So with all the games we've played with Wolves over the years, them are the 2 most important, I think, games in our history against Wolves. And Wolves is not an easy place to go. It never has been. And as you see in the 16, there's a few pictures. There's the team, Alan Mullery with the UEFA Cup. Of course, we've got the programme there, 5p. 5p for an official programme, which is, cost you, God knows, I think it's a fiver now for a programme now. But there you go. Tottenham, of course, with the European trophies, how we would love them days. And also just a big shout out to Mr. Pat Jennings, who had his statue unveiled in Newry there the other day. He did collapse on Monday night at the game. Now, he is out of hospital, went to the statue removal. Listen, we all send our best wishes and hope he recovers or he's feeling better. What a legend of the club. What a legend for Tottenham as well, Pat Jennings, and Northern Ireland as well. Absolute legend of the game. There's a few pictures of that Spurs England European double winners. There's Mike England, there's Alan Mullery there. Alan Gilzine trying to get the header in, and I think that's Martin Shivers also with the header, and of course all the team there with the UEFA Cup. Now, this is our overall record against Wolverhampton Wanderers. We've played them 18 times in the Premier League. We've won 9, drawn 3, lost 6. We've scored 29 goals and we conceded 22. Of course, in the old First Division, we played them 62 times. We won 30, drawn 13, lost 19, scored 122 and only conceded 100 goals. We probably played them 12 times in the old Second Division. Not really. The record against them in the Second Division is really 6 wins and 5 defeats. So it's quite even. Of course, in the FA Cup, we've met 6 times. They've never beaten us in the FA Cup. 4 wins and 2 draws in the FA Cup. In the League Cup as well, we've only met 5 times, but we've only won one of them. We've lost the other and 2 draws. so we could score 6 and conceding 6. In the UEFA Cup, of course, a win and a draw against them. We're undefeated. In competitive matches, everything through the years, 105 wins, 51 wins, 22 draws, 31 defeats, and we scored 195 goals and 159 against. Then, of course, in World War II and the friendlies, we're actually unbeaten in the Football League South in World War II. Can never won against them in a friendly. That was a stat that really surprised me. And then, as you can see, the total games there: 109 games, 51 wins, 23 draws, 34 defeats, and of course 200 goals scored, 170. Football League Cup draw match was won on penalties, so that one of them was actually won on penalties in the Football League Cup. And Tottenham Hotspur's record against Wolverhampton Wanderers, we got a 57.34% win rate against Wolves, which is very good. And hopefully we'll get one on Saturday at half 12. The first time we played them, of course, was way back in 1908, the 1st of September in Division 2. 20,000 were at White Hart Lane to see us win 3-1. Morris and Woodward with 2 goals there. And of course, then 1908, and then the next time we played them actually in the second division was 1920, and we won 4-2. Beat them again the following year, then the following April 3-1, and then the next time we actually beat them, of course, the FA Cup in 81, and then of course we drew 2-2 at Hillsborough, and then we beat them 3-0 at Highbury to go on to win the cup that year. Ricky's final with that brilliant goal. Now, the longest games without a loss versus Wolves went from 1981 to 2004. It's 9 games, but Wolves went down to the old 4th division back in them days before it was all changed. So it took time for Wolves to get back up there. But we went from 1981 in the old first division, a 1-0 wheel. Tony Galvin got there, up to the 15th of May 2004. We won 2-0 at home. But our first Premier League game against them at home was a 5-2 win. And then we went to Monolou, won 2-1, Kane and Defoe in that season. Now, look, Tottenham's Premier League goal scorers, Wolverhampton, there's a few there people will recognise. Of course, Robbie Keane's top of that list with Jermaine Defoe, with Harry Kane, Lucas Moura's there, Raphael van der Vaart's there. Alan Hutton got one against Wolves, which I'd forgotten. We've got Baldwin, we've got Don Bele, we've got Højbjerg, Dele Alli's got one against them. So not really a lot. 29 goals we have scored against Wolves in the whole Premier League history. And of course, look, we couldn't do this. We had to do wins without defeat. Now we've got to do without a win. And we've only went 4 games. That's our longest ever losing streak against Wolves between 1935 to 1950. A little thing called World War II got in the middle of that. So, that's why there's such a big gap. 1935, we lost 6-2 away at Monolou. Then we lost 4-1 at home in 1945 on the 25th of August. On the 4th of September of 1945 in the Football League South, we lost 4-2 away. And then on the 16th of September 1950, we lost 2-1 away at Monolou. In 1950, 55,364 there for that game. That is the history. And look, it's not a big history with Wolves, to be fair. Look, Tottenham and Wolves have never really been in the same league quite a lot. Of course, Wolves went all the way down to Division 3, I think Division 4, and we bound straight back up. Look, tomorrow, I'm hoping for a win. I'm looking at a good 2-1 win. Look, we've got all our injuries. We know Madison's out to the new year. We know Romero's out for 3 games. We also know that a few players, Destiny's out, Porro's playing. Look, I've said it earlier. Philip knows that I think we should play the 2 kids, Dorrington and Phillips. They know each other. They've played together in the under-21s. I think Phillips has got experience of playing in the Championship. So it wouldn't be so much of a shock for him. It probably might be for Dorrington, but I think he's good enough to step up. But look, it's down to Ange, and I think Ange might pick Dyer. Look, if Dyer comes in, I'll support him. I'll give him my whole support. But there is going to be a mistake in them. So we have to be very careful how we set up tomorrow. But look, I'm looking at a win to go back to the top of the Premier League. And then we are hoping and praying This is the first time ever going to say this come out of my mouth. We hope Chelsea can do a job on Man City on Sunday so we can stay top for the whole for the whole international break, which comes after this weekend. And the last bit of history, Ange Postecoglou has made history at Tottenham today. I think he's the first Premier League new manager, to win 3 Manager of Month awards in a row. So big up to Ange. He's done a fantastic job at Tottenham. He really has. He's changed the culture. He's changed the club top to bottom in such a short space of time. And what he has done with the club is it's remarkable. It really is remarkable, because we were in a mess under Conte. We were dysfunctional. The fans, and the players were disconnected. The club was disconnected. Nobody was fighting for each other. Nobody was looking to how can we get out of this together. There was no togetherness. Ange's come in with his new team, and he's sort of galvanized Tottenham. He's galvanized the spirit of Bill Nick, the spirit of Arthur Rowe, the spirit of Keith Birkinshaw, the spirit of the double team, of that Dave Mackay mentality, of Danny Blanchflower. Look, to aim high, when you aim high, even when you lose, you can still hear the echoes of us aiming high, because that's what we do at the club. To dare is to do. That's all I'm going to say. It's our motto, and Ange has bought into dare to do. He's bought into it massively. And look, fair play to him. Congratulations on 3 in a row. Let's celebrate tomorrow with a win, guys. Come on. Whatever you do, enjoy the rest of your Friday evening. We are back tomorrow at 12:15 for the watch along. We are back on Sunday with the podcast as well. And then me and Philip were doing a few shows between the international break. We may cover a few of the international games we'll watch alongs. I may, so if Philip's not around. And yeah, we've got a few new things hopefully to kick off when the Premier League returns. A new scoreboard, a new around the grounds. We're looking to get off and running again. We're going to change that to THFC Till I Die Saturday. That's going to be the name of that show. And so we hope you like what we're trying to do. Whatever you do, please hit the like button, subscription button, hit that notification bell, pick up your memberships as well if you can. To do help. And whatever you do, come on, you Spurs. In Big Ange, we trust.